Good morning, everybody. I'm Nick Monticelli. Welcome to Local 4 Live. Live today in Shelby Township at the Walk for the Red event. I'm going to be kind of doing a golf whisper this morning because there's a ceremony happening behind me that we'll bring to you here in just a moment. I want to kind of give you an idea of what this is all about. This is an event that started 7 years ago, and the purpose of it is to raise money for Neighbors United, and their mission is to support firefighters who are battling cancer. They do it financially to help them pay for medical bills or whatever else they need help with during that fight with cancer. I would also want to give you a couple of facts about firefighters and cancer. This research comes from the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health and CDC. Firefighters have a 9% higher chance of being diagnosed with cancer and a 14% higher chance of dying from it than the general U.S. population. And also, firefighters have a 62% higher risk of getting esophageal cancer and a 39% higher risk of dying from that. More information from the International Association of Firefighters. From 2002 to 2019, cancer caused 66% of career firefighter deaths while on the job, according to the International Association of Firefighters. Lung cancer is a big risk too. Firefighters are 12% more likely to get it and 10% more likely to die from it. The bottom line, cancer is now the biggest threat to firefighters' health and safety. So this event, Walk for the Red, as you're looking right now at all of the firefighters who passed away here because of cancer, this event is going to have people walking today from the Shelby Township headquarters, the fire station, all the way down to Jimmy John's Field. And then after that, they're going to walk all the way to the west side of Michigan, all the way to Cascade Township. So what I want to do right now is give you an opportunity to listen to the ceremony. Right now, you've got Chief Frank Pierce from the Shelby Township Fire Department speaking.
I want to take a moment to thank Neighbors United for their vision and their tireless work to make this event possible. I want to thank our community partners, our board members, our firefighters, and sponsors who have stepped forward with generosity and compassion. Most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you, every walker, every supporter, and every family member for being here. Your presence proves that this fight matters, and that this cause has meaning far beyond the firehouse doors. In just a moment, we will take our first steps. And as we do, let us remember every mile walked today is a mile of hope. Every step is a step towards solidarity, and every stride is a promise that we will never stop standing up for our own. So from the Shelby Township Fire Department to all of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for walking with us, and thank you for keeping this mission alive. Let's make this walk not a journey of miles, but a journey of purpose. Together we begin today. Thank you, and let's get this walk started.
Next up, we will have a check presentation from one of our biggest sponsors, the Suburban Group. But before we do that, we have a special gift for them. Andrew Baltaggio, when we first started this, I believe it was year 2, was the first general manager of an auto dealership to decide to be one of our biggest sponsors at the time, which was $2,000. And since then, Suburban Ford has stepped up, the Suburban Group has stepped up each and every time to give more and more each year. Andrew battled cancer 2 times, and unfortunately he earned his wings this year. So we wanted to honor the Suburban Group with a memorial gift for them. Dane Toko will do the presentation for Suburban Group.
Good morning. I know when we started this about 6 years ago, we didn't know where it was going to go. You know, myself, Antonio, Tim O'Connor, Andrew Baltaggio, and every year we continue to rejoin. And as busy as we get, we always say, hey, no, we're going to step up for Neighbors United, Joe, and help out as much as we can. And we continue to do that every year, and we want to make it bigger every year. We all talk about it in our stores. We talk about it with our team. It's a bigger purpose than just a check. But what we can do is we can try to help out with that check, and we can try to be a part of it as much as we can, and appreciate everything you guys do. I have the privilege of not only helping out with the dealer group, but working alongside Joe as well. And there's no better person than we'd like to help out other than him and Neighbors United. So on behalf of Suburban Ford and Buick and GMC this year, we would like to present $23,000 to Joe and Neighbors United.
Larry Gambata was supposed to be here with the Firefighter Cancer Support Network today. He found out he had a training he had to teach this morning, so he can't make it. He is the director of Michigan. I somehow managed to become the assistant director of the Firefighter Cancer Support Network. I don't know how that happened. Larry and I get the opportunity to share names, so I told him I would speak on their behalf. If you're a firefighter currently and you get cancer, you need to reach out to the Firefighter Cancer Support Network. They have lots of tools and resources that are free to Michigan firefighters and firefighters across the country to use to help you navigate your doctor's appointments. They have mentor programs. They can even get you some counseling for the family when this happens. So please reach out to the Firefighter Cancer Support Network. I'm going to talk briefly. First of all, I have to thank my team. This last month, man, I got to tell you guys, they killed it. We didn't think we were, what was it, July? We're like, how are we gonna raise these funds? We were so far behind. And all of a sudden, we just kicked it into high gear, and for the first time ever, we can promise you all, before we even start walking, that we met our goal to take care of all of you. A big part of that help was my family, my wife, and Deb Metro, who's over here. That lady emailed and called and got on the phone with the media nonstop, I think all July and all of August, where I think we raised over $140,000 in the month of August, which is incredible. I got to thank all the fire departments that brought apparatus today for the parade to honor our fallen firefighters. I got to thank Shelby Township Fire Department, Shelby Township, for opening up their doors to us while our department is under construction. I got to thank my chief and my township board. Every year they've been so supportive of us, my fellow firefighters from the Macomb Township Fire Department, Shelby Township Fire Department, and again our team, which has been completely ecstatic and just been working their tail off. My speech is short today for a reason. What was it, back in March, we saw a video, and it was called Dying to Save You. And we have Captain Bill Reedy with us. And what a breath of fresh air for a man that's battled over 4 cancers in his 25-year career from Phoenix, Arizona. We did not know if he was gonna make it. We had lots of prayers. And I'm happy to say, midnight last night, we knew he was coming, and we picked him up at 1:47 p.m. from Metro Airport, and he's here to speak.
No idea where you got that. Seriously, that's, I noticed that, whoa, that guy needs help. Chief, thank you for your words. That pretty much says everything. I'm Bill Reedy. I'm from Phoenix Fire. I'm a captain. I've been with Phoenix for 35 years, and I've been battling cancer since 1999, occupational cancer. I was the second guy in Phoenix to ever get occupational cancer. And it was something we didn't know how to handle. We didn't know what to do. We've only had one other guy to get it, and he died right before I got on the job. And so when that diagnosis came down, the diagnosis was devastating for me and my family. I was a young firefighter. I only had 6 years on the job, and as a young firefighter, you don't make a whole lot of money, and then all of a sudden the bills started coming in. We didn't have the presumptive cause laws that we do now, and And I want to just thank, if there's anybody here that's in the legislative branch anywhere in America, thank you for stepping up and helping pass those laws, because these young folks, I want everybody to take a look at all of these young firefighters that are out here. None of this is for me. None of this is for all the old retired guys. This is all for the young folks that are getting on the job, knowing that they've got a better than average, I'll just say that, better than average chance of coming down with occupational cancer. The new numbers are going to come out in less than a year, and it's going to be 20% plus more than the average for somebody that's not in the job. That's scary if you think about it. And how heroic is that of these young folks still wanting to test, still wanting to put on the shirt and go and help their community. And what a community. I have never seen anything like this. This absolutely has stopped my brain right in its tracks. I have met so many people in the last couple hours that I've been here that are so dedicated to the community, the firefighting community. And they're not all firefighters. I've met people that have nothing to do with the fire department. And they are out here supporting all of you. And let me explain to you what it feels like to get that check. When I had a union officer walk up to my house, knock on the door, and hand me a check, I can't even remember the amount, and the amount really doesn't even matter. It's knowing that somebody cared enough to want to help you out. And that's what this is all about. This is all about community. And I am so impressed, and I am so proud to be here. I'm very humbled to be here. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here anywhere. And it's because of the generosity of people like you and people that have worked hard to make sure that we all have that same chance to be cured and to get better. Until you're in that position, you have no idea what it feels like. And what this feels like is community, and this feels like love. We love you, Bill. We love you too. So go out and have a good time this weekend, and I hope I get to meet all of you. And don't be sad if I don't remember your names, because I still have chemo brain. And that, I'll tell you what, that's a real thing. That is a really real thing. I went to mow my lawn one day, and the lawnmower was still running, and I flipped it over, and I was going to clear the grass out from under it. It was still running, and I was like, caught myself right before I stuck my hand in there, and I thought, holy cow, maybe I'll not do this until after the fog lifts a little bit. But there are so many challenges that our firefighters have now, and cancer should not be one of them. So what Dying to Save You is all about, and I guess that poster, I'm having a really hard time with that thing. It's hard to look at, holy cow. We started with Vincier Cancer Center in Phoenix, Arizona to get early detection for firefighters. Dr. Vershali Shukla is just an amazing physician, oncologist. And what she did, she set up for us, for just the Valley, an early detection program where she bought an extra MRI machine just for firefighters. That's like $3 million plus out of her own pocket. I'm not going to tell you how much she spent out of her pocket to make sure that all the testing gets done for firefighters. But what we found, and all of you active firefighters out there right now, especially you young guys, we found that 40% of all firefighters will not get tested. They won't do it. They don't want to know. And I get it. It's scary and it's hard. But if you get it caught in the incipient stage, just like a fire, it's pretty easy to knock down. If you wait till it's stage 4, now you're in the defensive mode. You're no longer able to fight it offensively. And so what we've done, especially Dr. Shukla and Vincere, is we're putting together a nationwide program where we can have little satellite offices. Your physicians at your fire departments or whoever you go to for your physicals can take blood samples, blood draws, imaging, send it to Dr. Shukla, and we've got a new program on the horizon that can test and find, hopefully, we're hoping that the testing comes out the way we want it to, find it in stage 1 instead of 2 or 3. And so that's my whole mission is to eliminate the need for you guys to walk. Sorry, Joe. So with early detection, we're hoping to change the way we look at firefighting and the way we look at the treatment of industrial cancers like this. So please take care and know that you are loved. We have a community that loves you and will do anything for you. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, please reach out. Joe knows how to get a hold of me. I guess everybody knows how to get a hold of me now. So please give me a call. I answer my phone. If I don't answer my phone, I promise you, Joe, I'll get back. I'll get back with you. My daughter gets messages that I pass on, that are passed on to me. So, well, thank you very much. God bless you. And God bless the township here for having us. Thank you.
So we were talking with Captain Rainey last night, and Ryan Phipps and I, Ryan's our vice president, we will be flying to Phoenix, hopefully early October, late September, to meet with Dr. Shukla, and we want to help them launch nationally. We've tried to do it once as Neighbors United, but we think we got a good partner here, and I remember standing up in Macomb Township saying we want to raise $1.5 million, we'll go national. That was our goal. Little did we know $1.5 million would barely even take care of Michigan, and we had to revamp and retool. But now we got Captain Rainey and Dr. Shukla. We're going to go meet them. We're going to build a plan, and we're going to get into every state eventually. It might be 3-4 years, but we're going to do it, and we're going to add screenings to our finances here shortly when we get the funds. We want to get Michigan on autopilot, and we want to get every firefighter tested to get caught early. That way they don't have to go through, unfortunately, what these families are going through today. And I hope I never have to walk in the future, but until all that takes place, we're going to keep walking until our legs carry us. We're going to bring up Chaplain Carl Seitz from Macomb Township. He's going to do the gift presentation. Chaplain.
So in addition, excuse me, to serving as the chaplain for Macomb Fire Department, I have the privilege of serving as the assistant pastor at Shelby Bible Church here in Shelby Township. And if you're not familiar with it already, there's a table over here, and Deb and my lovely wife Janelle are staffing that. Shelby Bible Church has a prayer ministry for firefighters. And so if you are a firefighter or you have a loved one who's a firefighter, we just ask for their name and their agency. We don't take any personal information. The ladies will give you a challenge coin that they can carry, and they're prayed for every day. We assign someone to pray for them each and every day. So this is the solemn portion of this because we're going to be honoring, remembering those who have gone on to be with the Lord this year. And I have a list of names I'm going to read. When I finish, Joe's gonna come up and read some of the names of some of the families he's very close to. The prayer ministry that Shelby Bible Church has is dedicated to my dear friend and brother in Christ, Mike Andra, who was a firefighter here in Shelby Township, and Mike was promoted to glory this year. So when I call the name of your loved one, if you would please stand so the honor guard can present a commemorative plaque to you, and we can just remember those that have gone before us. Captain Wally Brooks, Vernon Fire Department. Firefighter Danielle Van Winkle, Mackinac Island Fire Department. Chief Bert Case, Ovid Middlebury Fire Department. Captain Brent Costanco, Ann Arbor Fire Department. Engineer Don Hennessy, Walled Lake Fire Department. Assistant Chief Guy McGlattery, Nowagi Township Fire Department. Engineer Dan Nelson, Grand Rapids Fire Department. Battalion Chief Eric Schroeder, Davidson Richfield Fire Department. Captain Mike Casper, Clark Township Fire Department. Captain Don Hall, Brighton Area Fire Authority.
All right, so unfortunately, timing is everything in live television. We are obligated to take a short break right now. You're watching a Walk for the Red here as they are honoring fallen firefighters who we've lost in the past year. But we do have to take a short break. Scott Smith is going to give us a news update for a cut-in. That's what we call it in the middle of today's show. We'll come back here in a few moments to bring you back to Walk for the Red.
Daniel Forker.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Monticelli, live here in Shelby Township at the Walk for the Red event, which again is an event raising money for Neighbors United. They support firefighters who are battling cancer. We have been live here for about half an hour now as they have been walking through the process of what today is going to look like, and also naming all the firefighters that we have lost just this year alone because of cancer. In fact, we're talking about one right now. Let's listen in.
For bringing a lot of attention to the fire service and his cancer battle, Captain Jeremy Watkins, Dearborn Fire Department. Can I have the Highland Township firefighters join me up here, please? This one's probably the hardest. Our second year we walked, we had an old man join us from Highland Township. And he was old, and he was wearing a big old pack in his gear, and he met us right at the border of Highland and White Lake. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm walking with you guys all the way to my station. Where are you from? I'm from Highland. And his name was John Pratt. And every year that old man would meet us at the border of White Lake and Highland, and no matter how tired he got, we'd offer to take the pack off his back. He refused. He'd walk 6 to 10 miles with us with that thing. It didn't matter if it was hot, if it was cold, and if you can tell the picture, he looks really tired. But this man loved our cause like you wouldn't believe, and he loved the fire service. Everywhere you went, he was so dedicated. At age 61, he was re-enrolling into paramedic school because he wanted to be chief of Highland, and he wanted to go full-time. Just an absolute animal. And we're gonna miss him. We do miss him. But we carry his legacy on, and for only the second time in the Walk for the Red history, we will be naming his portion of the walk, the John Pratt Memorial Miles. So we're going to honor his guys with some banners to hang for when we come there. And we'd like to honor Captain John Pratt from Highland Township. Thank you to the Michigan Scottish Pipes and Drums who've been with us for the last 4 or 5 years. We're going to bring up Chaplain Seitz one more time to end this with a prayer, and then I'll have further instructions.
Would you please join me as we go before the throne of grace? Heavenly Father, we're here today to remember those brothers and sisters that we have lost to this horrible disease. We ask, Father, that you would be with these families, that they would feel your presence, that they would feel your embrace, that they would feel your warmth and care in the way that only you can do. Father, we pray for firefighters throughout this nation, for all of the hazards that they face, those seen and those unseen, those known and those unknown. We pray for our political leaders, Lord, and ask that you would rise up statesmen that would remember that the chief purpose of government has always been to provide for the safety of the people. And Father, we pray for Joe and just ask for a hedge of protection around him as he carries out this walk. That you would protect him from weather, from traffic, from fatigue. Lord, we pray that this walk would not go unnoticed, that it would meet the end that it is intended to, and that it would bring attention to this much needed issue. And Lord, we pray all these things and thank you for the work that you've done already in the very precious, the very holy, and the ever so strong name of Jesus Christ. And all those who had ears to hear said, Amen.
Thank you all for coming. We're going to let all the firefighters get their gear on real quick. We're going to let all the people driving the apparatus get in their trucks. What's going to happen next is Shelby is going to lead the parade. So once their engine hits the street, the pipes and drums will get behind the engine. They're going to lead the parade, followed by the fallen firefighters' families. And then everybody else can pile in, and we'll have a bunch of vehicles in the back. We're going to go west in the eastbound lane. They will be shutting down eastbound 23 mile for us. So in about 5 minutes, this engine's gonna roll out. We'll have the pipes and drums right behind them, and we'll all just filter it after. And again, thank you for coming.
All right, as you can see, the ceremony now ending here at Walk for the Red, and as Joe Warren from Neighbors United just mentioned, they're going to start clearing this area out, and engine number 1 from the Shelby Township Fire Department, which is parked inside of the fire station there, is going to lead a parade, and that parade is going to go all the way here and then go east on 23 Mile Road all the way to Van Dyke, and then the walk will continue south on Van Dyke all the way to Jimmy John's Field. We've got an opportunity to talk to a lot of people who are out here about what this means to them and why they are here. We're going to start with a couple of the firefighters who have gathered here. In fact, I'm going to find some guys right here. Hey guys, not to stop you real quick, but we're live on Channel 4. Do you have just a moment kind of to tell me what, come here, he's walking away, to tell me why you're here and what this means? And please join us too. Why you're here and what this means to you guys.
Well, I was actually a recipient back in 2020. I had pancreatic cancer, so I come out to help now that I'm healed and able to, so come out and help support Walk for the Red. It's an awesome organization, help us firefighters with cancer. So.
Which department were you with?
Dryden.
With Dryden.
Yep.
Dryden. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. And which department are you with, sir?
Elmont. We're actually neighbors.
Okay, got it. So,
I learned of the organization a few years ago when one of our members of the Elmont department was a recipient. And I've already been an avid walker. I've been a firefighter for 23 years, so I decided to join the cause, and this will be my second year on the 4-day.
you know, it's one of those things that I think people know, but they don't quite really get it. The dangers, you know, the fire and smoke is one thing. That's something we can see, but the cancer is something that people don't quite understand yet.
And it's not going away. It's only going to get worse with the synthetics and the plastics that are make up the houses and our furnishings. It's not going to go away. It's only going to get worse as time goes on.
Can you just a little bit kind of talk about what it was like to get help when you were going through your treatment? Because the last thing you want to worry about is your bills.
Yeah, well, I'd lost my other job and stuff, and I was definitely struggling. And when they came to provide the check for me was just a blessing. So just helped us out immensely. So,
And I forgot to ask, what's your name, sir?
my name's Ralph.
Ralph,
Stark.
what's your last name?
Stark.
Stark. Okay, Ralph, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. And you, sir, your name?
Rick Zing.
Rick, nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, just one quick example of what this is all about. We're going to kind of walk through here and see who else is around and who else we can talk to. There are so many folks here. I am so sorry to jump in on you while you're having a moment here. I'm Nick from Channel 4. We're covering this entire event. Please forgive me for asking questions, but why are you here and why does this mean so much to you?
Mom.
Mom, come on in, Mom.
Yeah. We're honoring my Uncle Mike, my mom's twin brother, and we're just walking to support our family.
Yeah. Tell me about your brother.
Well, he was larger than life, and he just he really served his community.
Yeah.
It comes from my whole family. My dad was the fire chief in the community till he was 81, and my brother served since high school, and my other two brothers have also served on the fire department.
So it's in the blood then.
It is in the blood then.
So Walk for the Red, this organization has been supporting families for 7 years now. What do you think about what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish?
Oh, it's amazing, really, because the fight is so hard, and I've known people who've lost insurance and just that support. And really, with the firefighters, it's like a brotherhood. And to know that you're not going through it alone, that somebody else is going through this struggle too.
Speaking of, I was not anticipating this many people here. What do you think about?
It's great. It's great to see so many people out. We have 23 with us today, so it's really nice to have the family together, especially it happens to be both of their birthdays today. So
Is it really?
It's really
That's
great.
not coincidence.
No, it's wild. So we're celebrating Mike today, even though he's not here with us.
I didn't catch your name.
Dawn.
Dawn and?
Michelle.
Michelle. Okay, nice to meet you. Sorry
Nice
on
to
the
meet you.
circumstance.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Look at the whole family here.
I know.
Group, 23 people. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to keep moving here. Mike, the photographer, will keep going through. As you can see, they're starting to line up everybody. And what's incredible about this, in fact, let's kind of take a walk here. So the parade, again, is going to start right here with all of these firefighters and all the people here. And they've got all these engines lined up on the backside of this building. So we're going to take a quick journey. I apologize to Mike, the photographer, because the lighting changes and it gets pretty bad here on live TV. But we're going to walk through and show you everybody that's here. They said they were anticipating somewhere between 18 and 20 departments that were going to show up with their fire engines, their ladder trucks, and more. And you can see even more have showed up. I know Suburban Collection Showplace, or Suburban Novi Ford, I should say, sent a lot of vehicles. And you've got vehicles, it's kind of difficult to see from here because they're lined up all the way around the backside. I see Washington Township, Highland Township, Ray Township. I see Troy back there. There are a lot of people that have already lined up here. Let's go back towards the front and see who we can find in terms of those who are here from Neighbors United and Walk the Red. As you saw, Joe Warren is one of the guys who has put this entire thing together. In fact, you can see their logo on the side of that vehicle right there. I think I saw Joe not too long ago as we walked by. In fact, there he is right there. I'm going to snag him. Joe, I see you happen to be standing here.
Oh, awesome.
we're live. This turnout is more than I expected. What about you? You know, let's go out here in the sun because it's almost impossible to see it. There we go.
Every year it grows a little bit, but we got a lot of the past people that we've helped that are still with us coming back that have been cured, or if their cancer came back, their family. So it's amazing that it's grown this much, and next year it'll probably be bigger.
Right. Getting a lot of emotions out today. There's a lot of things going on here. No surprise though. How do you feel?
I feel good now, but it's very sombering when you're talking to people you've known for years that you've lost with their battles. So, but we love everybody, and we need to let these people know they're loved. And every time somebody calls 911, they show up each and every time, and it's our turn to call 911 and have somebody show up for them.
Right. Okay, Joe, thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
man. So our parade starts in what, 5 minutes or so?
Probably less than that.
Less than that, he says. Less than that. Okay, we're going to take a short break. We're going to send it back to Jay Scott Smith, who is holding things down in the studio here in a moment to get some of your headlines. In the meantime, a Local 4 Live will be right back with the Walk for the Parade, now about to go down 23 Mile Road here in Shelby Township. Welcome back, everybody, here on Local 4 Live at Walk for the Red, starting in Shelby Township. You can see they have cleared the way here now. Those engines are about to come out. Again, there's probably 18, 20 of them all lined up for this parade going down 23 Mile Road. The police department here in Shelby Township is about to shut down the road. So what's going to happen here are I believe it's the westbound lanes are going to get closed so we can go east down 23. In fact, you can see the police departments that are all lining up. Here comes one more over here. They're going to start shutting down roads and allowing this parade to begin here. In fact, I think that might be the end of it as traffic starts to clear out here a little bit. All of these officers are lined up. We'll get back over here towards the beginning of the parade route itself. If you look closely, you can see Joe Warren there carrying that flag. He's the one representing Neighbors that started Neighbors United, and that is getting all of this put together and trying to make this a national organization as they are trying to celebrate and honor not only those firefighters who have fallen, but those who are still battling cancer. All right, so we've got engine number 1 from the Shelby Township Police Department here. The Shelby Township Police Department the fire department, the police department has shut down the roads, and here come the engines, and here comes the parade. So you're going to have a lot of people walking behind the engines here. Shelby Township engine number 1 is leading this parade as they pass us by here. They're letting one more vehicle get out of here before the parade can actually start. There we go. They've got one lone truck that was kind of stopping the parade here, but they're going to let them go through. And now we can start the parade, I think. There we go. All right, so here's the fire engine leaving, and then we're going to have a whole lot of walkers behind them. In fact, the Fife and Drum Corps is going to start us off. You can see all the folks are about to make this trek down 23 Mile Road here in Shelby Township, actually walking in the street, walking down 23. This is a big moment for all these people because the majority of them are here because they've lost somebody. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're actually going to join this walk to be with these folks who are walking, and then the rest of the fire engines are going to kind of go behind us as well. All right, so we're going to talk to a couple of folks here. In fact, I see one person from Almont. How you doing? I'm Nick from Channel 4.
Okay,
nice to meet you. We're live on Channel 4 right now. I just want to ask some simple questions like, why are you here?
It's a great cause. I mean, firefighters battling cancer is the number one thing. I mean, that's so important. So why would I not be here supporting my brothers and sisters who are fighting that battle and who have lost that battle and gained their wings?
What's your name?
Brandon Phillips.
Brandon, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. All right, so this walk is going to take a little bit of time as this entire crowd of people, you can see all the folks that are out there. We are walking along this road, passing Bad Brad's Barbecue here in Shelby Township. You can see it was just talked to that one person there. One person carrying a photo. In fact, I'm going to catch up to them right now. There they are right there. Hi there. I'm coming up behind you. My name is Nick with Channel 4. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Nick.
I see you're carrying somebody there. Who's up there?
This is my husband, Ron.
Okay, so it says June 27th of 2025.
He just passed.
He just passed a few months ago?
Yes.
So tell me all about Ron.
Ron was a dedicated firefighter for 31 years. And he loved it. He loved everybody that he would take care of. And he loved his men. And he was still done it. He got cancer in 2010. He had a liver transplant. And then 15 years, and then he got it back again. And so now he passed away on me. And so hard. But these guys are so wonderful. I mean, if you need a family, they are here for you.
I am amazed at the number of people that are out here right now.
Yes, I know. And you're here, and it's wonderful.
What department did your husband work in?
Northville Township.
Okay, so a good ways away from here then.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about all the people that came out to this event?
It's just amazing. And everybody cares. They just care. And I don't have no kids or nothing, so this is my family.
We're all your family now.
Yep.
All right, it was very nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. We are going. We're all walking together here. We're going to take a short break here on Local 4 Live and restart the show when we come back. And more of the walk and more of what's happening all day long as this Walk for the Red has kicked off, and we're going all the way to West Michigan. Local 4 Live will be right back after this.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Local 4 Live. Sky 4 Live above us. Our helicopter is hovering above Walk for the Red here in Shelby Township. You can see the hundreds of people that have shown up to support Neighbors United and Walk for the Red, which is an event raising money to help support firefighters battling cancer throughout their treatment, their families, and everybody else. I also have my new best friend, our tech wizard, Ron Stratton, who is doubling as an AI expert and also on the camera right now, showing you all the folks that are here and all the other vehicles and even therapy dogs that are along this route. I'm joined now by Joe Warren Sr. If you remember, Joe Warren is the guy who helped put all this together. This is his father, a younger, better-looking version of Joe, right?
No, the older, better-looking version.
There you go, right. All right, so kind of tell me the backstory on how this whole thing started.
Well, you know, you could write a book, but anyway, to make it short, somebody had a vision. He wanted to help somebody.
This is your son?
Yes. And we had a conversation one day, and then we kicked a few things around, and next thing you know, he tells me he wants to walk across the state for firefighters with cancer because, of course, he's a fireman.
Yeah.
And
were you thinking he was crazy right away?
I told him I'd rather see him swim across Lake Michigan to Chicago. And but here we are, year 7, right? So year 1, he makes it. I didn't know if he was going to go on. We were contacted by Big Jim's house, 94.7,
yep.
And he got a hold of Joe, and they communicated, and at the end of the walk, for a half a dozen families or whatever it was, he was kind enough to reach out to the Seeger organization, and Bob Seeger organization matched the funds the first year, which basically led us to go into year 2. And it's been a wonderful story, a wonderful ride. Look, he's my boy, but one percenter. Never rests. He never rests. He's always raising money. His hand's always looking for somebody to help. And the organization of itself, with its volunteers and the board, we've done an outstanding job. And here's the accumulation of 7 years, 200-300 people out here, and walking for cancer, and it's quite the sight.
Were you expecting this many people here today?
Close. There's a little more than I thought there'd be.
Yeah.
So every year it gets a little bigger. What I'd like to see is a reduction in cancer in firefighters, so this doesn't have to keep to grow.
Right.
That we can stay focused on our mission and grow the organization from here out, as Joe explained earlier.
Yeah.
And
I know he's got some lofty goals of making Neighbors United and Walk for the Red a national organization that helps firefighters across the country.
Doesn't surprise me. He always wants to grow the business, always wants to work hard. He's dedicated. He loves his profession. He loves the people he works with and the community he's in. So all's good.
Are you a firefighter yourself?
No.
All right, so how did he get into business then?
He went down to Texas. I'm the old man, so I'm going to give you my version. He went down to Texas. I had triple bypass 15 years ago, so he came back up, and it was a pay it forward because he didn't have the funds. He wasn't a fireman at the time, and lo and behold, the neighborhood he lived in coughed him up some money. He came up here, and that's what started the whole thing, pay it forward.
Okay.
And but he got up here and got into the service in the Macomb. I think he's been there 10 years, and Get the camera on that guy right there.
There he is right there. Hey, Joe, come on over here. Your dad's telling stories about you over here.
Hopefully all good. He knows all the bad.
You know, I know I asked you earlier, and sorry to cut you off, Dad, but, you know,
that's
Joe's
fine,
here
man.
now. So
Yeah, Joe's the star.
you and I talked earlier about how many people you thought would be here and how this is a little bit bigger. But, you know, I think this is kind of normal for our community nowadays.
Yeah, they all come out and they support everybody when somebody gets sick or hurt. So with the first responders, we try to make it a little bigger.
Right. So you hear the bagpipes out in front of us. I lost count on how many engines are back behind us. Do you have an idea?
Anywhere between 12 and 15.
Okay, all right. So we're at 15. We'll just say 15. Why not? We'll say it there. What does this mean to you then, when you're able to pull something like this off and you are able to continue raising money for firefighters battling cancer and even their families, because they're just as important?
Yes. It's amazing to watch the support and to be able to continue to help these people over and over. And this is to bring the awareness and hopefully more funds. And we're really hoping some big business sees us and says, we got to get involved, because we're one big business away from being able to take care of these guys every year.
That's what we're here for. Somebody's got to be watching, right?
Well, we hope. You guys are one of the best. So.
You know what I'm also amazed by too, in fact, Mike, if we can spin around, I know you're walking backwards too, but you can do some forward walking for a second while our executive producer Erin runs out of the way as fast as she can. She hates cameras. There's a woman rocking in front of us right there. She's holding a poster that says Ron Lane. That's her husband. He just died a few months ago, and she's already out here. She's crying as she walks, which I completely understand, but they're able to gather the wherewithal to be out here because it's that important to them. And there's probably stories, hundreds of those just like it.
Yeah, they come out, they support, they want to see their husband be honored, their wives be honored. The Lane family is amazing. We've talked to them on the phone a few times, and he legitimately, like you said, just passed away. So, and it was very fast.
Yeah. Okay, so anybody who's watching this, who now they're realizing this is a real big deal, and cancer, as you said, is the #1 killer of firefighters, how can they help? How can they donate to you?
They can go to walkforthered.org, or they can go over to our Facebook page and hit the donate button.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty, we're going to keep making our way through. Good job, Joe. We'll keep walking all the way to Jimmy John's today.
Oh, yeah.
Who do we have behind me here? This is your wife over here? Okay, and who's this?
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Can I ask why you're walking? Because Joe said you had to?
No. I lived in upstate New York for September 11th. I had a lot of family who went down to the city. So when I moved home to Michigan, it was important to me to still support firefighter causes, because a lot of people didn't come back down there and they're suffering from cancer too. So I need to do my part in Michigan.
I can't believe I stumbled upon this conversation with you here. So you were there when it happened.
I was in upstate.
You were upstate. I mean, but you're still in the area.
Yep.
What was that like to kind of watch through it and then watch over the next weeks as there were firefighters still trying to figure out what to do in that zone there?
It was really unbelievable. We have a lot of volunteer firefighters in the area, and some of them were my family members, and they went down and there wasn't anybody to save.
Right.
They came back empty-handed. A lot of the businesses in our area upstate had kids that were working down in the city that didn't come back.
Right.
So, I mean, the phone shut down. We couldn't get a hold of the kids in their school. It was chaos. 4 hours north.
And then now you look 20 plus years later, and we are still dealing with the aftermath of that and the after effects of firefighters still battling cancer because of it.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your name again?
Kelly.
Kelly's nice to meet you. Thank you very
Very nice
much.
to meet
Thank
you
you
too.
for walking too. All right, we're going to try to pick up the pace. I guess I've been slow in my timing here. Sky 4 has also been hovering above us all morning long here as we continue this trek down 23 Mile Road. You can see up ahead, the fire engine is up there. We're coming close to the intersection of 23 and Van Dyke. What's going to happen after this is the kind of parade, and I've got that in air quotes here, is going to end. And then this group of walkers are all going to fill the sidewalk now, going south on Van Dyke, walking all the way to Jimmy John's Field, which is about a 3.5 mile walk. We're told it's going to take about an hour and a half. We'll see what happens and what they have to say and what the walk is going to be like. There's probably, as Joe Warren Sr. was mentioning, 200 to 300 people out here. Joe Warren Jr., who is the organizer of Walk for the Red and Neighbors United, saying that there's a good 12 to 15 fire engines that are on the back end of this parade. You'll see more of them here in just a moment. But this is an outstanding site to have all of these people who have come here for one reason, and that again is to raise money for Walk for the Red, which is supporting families and firefighters battling cancer or who have lost their firefighter due to cancer. There are so many people here. As we have taken over Van Dyke, there's actually a lot of people that have kind of came out and they're just standing outside of their businesses, standing in the parking lots watching all the people come down here. We're going to take a short break here on Local 4 Live. When we come back, more of Walk for the Red. We'll get some news headlines. We might even get a weather report in from Ashley. We'll be right back.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Local 4 Live. I'm Nick Monticelli. Sky 4 hovering above us, watching all the crowds walk down Van Dyke here for Walk for the Red as we are raising money for firefighters who are battling cancer. Here on the ground, I've got a cool guy with a cool name, Joey Romanelli. I just wanted to say it like that.
Awesome.
All right, so Joey, you're with which fire department?
With the Our Township Fire Department.
Okay.
I just started June 3rd.
Oh, so you're barely a firefighter then?
Right. Yeah.
So one of the guys was telling me you were the first minor to walk for the Red?
Yes, sir. I was 17 years old. I did it for a Mount Clemens firefighter, Captain Michael Giu. He gave me his turnout gear, and I wore it across the state in honor of the family.
Gotcha. Okay, so today means a lot to you then?
Yeah, that's what we'll see.
I know it's a silly question, but why?
Well, it's our job, it's what we signed up for, but it's not really known to people that, we're not dying from structure fires and, roofs collapsing. It's more the aftermath of the fire.
Right.
The chemicals and everything.
Yeah. All right, Joey, thanks so much. We appreciate your walk.
Absolutely.
Thanks for everything you do, bud. So speaking of that, Dr. Franklin George had an opportunity to tell one of his colleagues talk about the relation between fighting fires and fighting cancer. Here's that conversation.
Hey, thanks so much. I am joined by Dr. Jeff Burgess. He's actually the director for the Center for Firefighter Health Collaborative Research at the University of Arizona Mel and Enid Zuckerman College of Public Health. Dr. Burgess, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here today.
So let's just start with kind of the obvious. I don't think that all firefighters are aware that they have a higher cancer risk, let alone the public. So can you frame that? How much of an increased cancer risk do firefighters have?
The exact amount of increase varies by cancer. But overall, if you combine all cancers together, they have about a 9% increase compared to the general public for the cancer incidence. That's, when you get cancer, and a 14% increase in the risk of dying of cancer.
So they're more often fatal then, yes?
Yes.
Talk about some of the different types of cancer. What do you commonly hear about or see?
Well, some of the cancers that they're at the highest risk for aren't necessarily the most common cancers in the general population. An example of that would be mesothelioma, which is from asbestos exposure. That's probably the one that has the highest risk compared to the general population. But then they also have very significant increase in a number of common cancers like colon cancer, prostate cancer, and many other cancers as well.
Now, I think 9/11 brought the focus of first responders and cancer as a link to much of the public, but really this is something that's been known for quite some time, isn't it?
Well, there's been a number of epidemiologic studies. Those are studies of actual cancer rates in firefighters compared to the general population over time. So this is not new, but I would say that, starting around maybe 10 years ago, there was an increased focus on this because a study came out from NIOSH, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, that looked at cancer rates in firefighters in Philadelphia, Chicago, and San Francisco. And that's where we found that increased cancer incidence and mortality rates. And then only just a few years ago in 2022, the International Agency for Research on Cancer reviewed firefighting and determined that occupational exposure as a firefighter causes cancer.
Let's discuss the why. I mean, you mentioned mesothelioma. That would be obviously, I think, something that people inhale as far as asbestos products, but there's a lot of things going on in a fire. Why do firefighters have such an increased risk of cancer?
Well, when the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, looked at this, they looked at 10 different ways that an exposure can cause cancer. And they found strong evidence for 5 of those in firefighters, which is a very large number. So there's many different ways that exposures can cause cancer once they get into the firefighter's body. But in addition to breathing things in, like you mentioned for asbestos, getting chemicals absorbed through their skin is a huge risk for firefighters as well.
And there's a wide variety of, I guess I would call it the toxic cocktail of chemicals in the air as combustion byproducts, or either direct or maybe directly volatilized or aerosolized compounds. Is that accurate?
Yes. So I like to group things into the chemicals they get from exposure to smoke. And that is a chemical soup, as you said, with a number of known human carcinogens. Then they have other exposures that may not be directly just from the fire, like these forever chemicals, the per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. So we know that firefighters have higher concentrations of those than do the general public.
And I guess the irony there is PFAS was actually intended to be a flame retardant.
Well, yeah, it's that PFAS are often used in the foams that firefighters use to put out hydrocarbon, like gasoline and oil fires. And so until recently, they were using those very frequently, but they've really moved away from them in the last year or so.
Now, something I didn't realize was how easy it is for firefighters to get exposed just through their ordinary daily gear, even. Like they have to wash their gear, otherwise they risk essentially a secondary contamination. How well do you think firefighters pay attention to that, or how much awareness is there?
Well, firefighters have a much higher awareness of cancer risks now than they did 10 years ago. So they've done a remarkably good job in general, thinking about ways that they can reduce their exposures. And as you mentioned, having the previous soot and smoke on their gear from the last fire is a risk for them of being exposed again. So it is important that they wash their gear after every fire.
How can firefighters best reduce their risk in addition to washing their gear and wearing protective equipment like scuba apparatus?
Well, the things that firefighters can do, first of all, they can reduce their overall exposure at the fire ground by trying to avoid breathing smoke and getting it on their skin, and then washing it off as soon as possible. And so if, for example, in the olden days, when they would go in and they'd put out a fire, that's called knockdown, they would then make sure that there were no spots that were going to reignite. That was called overhaul. And in the olden days, they would not wear their self-contained breathing apparatus during overhaul. And by doing that, they were exposed to asbestos and many other dangerous chemicals. So wearing their SCBA during overhaul, even if they're outside of the fire, like not inside the burning building, if there's any smoke at all, they can again put on their self-contained breathing apparatus and reduce their exposures. And for their skin, it's really important to take a shower, to wash off those chemicals as soon as possible after the fire.
Important to note, there is an ongoing risk, basically.
Absolutely.
Is there anything we didn't talk about that you want to bring up here?
I would say that, firefighters really do care about these risks. They care about it for themselves, for other firefighters, and for future firefighters. So this is something that they've been working with researchers such as myself to help figure out answers to the questions that they have that they can use to make their job safer. And firefighters have been doing a fantastic job in addressing these risks and figuring out, again, ways to make their job safer for themselves and for future generations of firefighters.
Well, Dr. Jeff Burgess, thank you so much for talking to me this morning. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity.
Take care.
All right. Take care.
All right, Dr. Frank McGeorge, thank you so much for that. Very insightful and very helpful to understand what the real risks are. All right, I got my new best friend here from Dearborn Fire. What's your name?
Ryan Phipps.
Ryan, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Doing
all right,
awesome.
so Dearborn, right?
Dearborn,
okay.
yeah.
I want to make sure I didn't screw that up.
27 years. I actually retired on June 30th, so I'm retired. Freshly retired.
Freshly retired.
27 years I did, yeah.
So what does all this mean to you guys?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm actually a two-time cancer survivor and a two-time recipient of Walk for the Red.
Really?
So yeah, Joe showed up at my door 2 years in a row. For the 2 times that my cancer came, I had throat cancer, and then it came back 2 years later. And both times he came to support me. And ever since, he showed up at my door, I've been 100% in helping him and helping raise money for this wonderful cause.
So what is that like when you're going through treatment, trying to figure out what life is going to look like and worrying about your bills at the same time?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. As firefighters, you never think about yourself. You always think about other people constantly. We're there, at a beck of call, 100%, 911 comes and we're there. And you never think about yourself. So when you get that diagnosis, it's odd.
Right.
It's very confusing.
To become the patient.
Exactly, to become the patient. And it's very difficult, challenging, telling your children about what's happening, especially at my young age. I was 46 years old when I got diagnosed and in great health. I mean, I was running 5Ks, didn't have no idea what was going on.
Right.
And thank God we got that diagnosis early, and it was treatable. So super happy about that, and super excited to be out here. I can't tell you enough. I barely slept last night. I'm ready to go, ready to do this 140. And
you're going all the way?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, going all the way. So went all
4
the way.
days, man.
4 days. Yep.
All right.
Gonna pound this cement for 4 days, and there'll be a lot of aches and pains, but it's nothing compared to what these guys are going through over the last year with chemo and radiation and everything. So
well, you know it firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know exactly what I went through, and I'll never, ever not walk this. So
awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you for everything. Appreciate your time.
No, thank you. Yeah.
All right. As I mentioned, Sky 4 is hovering above Walk for the Red right now. What an incredible opportunity to give back to those who are serving us when we need them. We're going to take a short break here on Local 4 Live. When we come back, more Walk for the Red, more fundraising for those who deserve it most. We'll be right back. Tati, thank you very much. A live look again here at Walk for the Red, raising money for Neighbors United, which is supporting firefighters and their families as they battle cancer, and the majority of them getting that cancer because of everything they are exposed to while they are fighting fires on the job. I'm here now with Shelley Daughtry, who lost her husband just a few years ago. Can you kind of walk me through, and forgive me, it's a silly question, but how much this means to you and why you wanted to be here?
Oh, this means so much to my family and I. My husband and I didn't know anything about this organization, and he got nominated, and he got a call, and and Joe saying that he got nominated and that I have a check for you at the end of the year to help you with your bills and anything you need, and that was amazing. Yeah. And so with that said, we've continued, our family and I, to raise money and be a part of this organization. We think it means so much to Brian, to our kids, to our family.
Brian's your husband?
Yes, yeah. Yes. And we also have a walk in honor of him every single year to raise money for Neighbors United. So we just had our 3rd annual walk, a memorial walk for Brian, and so yeah, and we're just going to continue to be supportive. And
so how big of a deal was it for you to get a check just to kind of help you fill some of those gaps while Brian was going through treatment?
Oh my gosh, it was such a blessing. We needed it so bad. He was able to, get gas and help pay for the medical bills, for all the co-pays, and also time off of work.
Yeah.
Do
you think many people really quite understand what a big deal this is in terms of, we see the movies and firefighters passing while they are actively fighting a fire, but that cancer, that silent killer that kind of creeps up on them, many people don't know about it.
Oh, yes. Actually, my husband found out at stage 4.
Really?
Yeah, so he's like, how did I skip 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
But he had been tired for a couple years and didn't know why.
Shelly, thank you so much for sharing your story. You know, it's funny, Shelly said she wanted this to be short and sweet, and she did most of the talking. So, Shelly, thank you so much. Another look from Sky 4 here as we kind of wrap up our Local 4 live coverage of Walk for the Red. This is happening for the next 4 days. So today was from the Shelby Township Fire Station headquarters at 23 Mile Road between Van Dyke and Mound. Walking now to Jimmy John's Field to kind of close out their ceremonies and today's walk, and then a group of walkers going all the way here to Cascade Township, all the way on the west side of the state. That is about 140 miles. It's going to take them 4 days to complete, and it's a long way to go. A lot of the firefighters doing it say that when they've done it before, they have ran into people who are just handing them money as they go, trying to raise money for this. And eventually, they're trying to make Walk for the Red Neighbors United a national organization. Today is your opportunity to help as well. WalkForTheRed.org if you'd like to donate. Thanks for watching. Make it a great Thursday.